Okay, so for week 10, spring 2022 animes, the shows continue, kind of wrapping up a bit. So, yeah, I'm like kind of excited, doing some spring cleaning actually, trying to like take down some other shows that I haven't kept up with this season. So, yeah, I'll start talking about some new shows actually. So, the main one is The Executioner and Her Way of Life, which is kind of like this like cool isekai. But then other than that, there's some I'm Quitting Heroing, Komi-san season 2, and a lot of other shows, but yeah, I'll talk about the Executioner and Her Way of Life first because yeah, this anime just finished up. I kind of binged it this week, and yeah, I wasn't really kind of interested in it because it was like some random isekai, but yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's not amazing, but like I was thoroughly entertained, I guess, just because like the story went a little hard. So yeah, I guess I'll start talking about it. So, Executioner and Her Way of Life. It kind of finished up, so we have episodes 1 to 12 out here. You probably know the premise already, but yeah, I'll summarize. Basically, it's kind of like okay, it's an isekai, but then it's like there's too many people getting isekai in this world. The people are kind of like leaving an impression. So like this fantasy world now has like businesses, Japanese writing, people can speak Japanese now. They have like food like mayonnaise and stuff. So there's like a lot of little details. Just like heroes getting isekai and just like influencing the world. The thing is like a lot of them had too much power. So the premise is they kind of like forbid people from summoning from other worlds now. But then yeah, some kingdoms are still doing it anonymously. So then we follow like the assassin group, which are kind of like priestess that are like out here trying to kill the isekai people. So they're called lost ones. And yeah, basically we're gonna murder them. That's the premise. So we follow this main priestess girl. Just, pure, and strong. I think that's her tagline. And yeah, she's kind of like this orange-haired girl with like, a knife, and then she's like a cool assassin. And she basically hunts people down to just like get isekai. So she kills this dude. Poor dude, he was kind of like kicked out for having no powers. But then he actually had like this huge power. But then she actually stabbed him in the head while he could do that. So yeah, that's the premise. We see like our main character Menno just like doing things. So then she gets tasked to kill some other girl that got isekai'd. The thing is that girl has time powers. Her name is Akari. And yeah, she's pretty cute, big titties, kind of like aloof, but also like funny and outgoing. So yeah, Akari is about to get killed by Menno, but then as Menno kills her, Akari just like rewinds time kind of passively, and now like, yeah, she's basically invincible, which is like pretty dangerous. And we get some like, kind of history on like the lost ones, where there's actually like four major like catastrophes out here. So yeah, that's why they kind of stopped summoning people, because like yeah, and then like they're actually like pretty famous catastrophes. So one is like this like salt sword that could like turn anything into salt if you get near it, and destroyed whole villages. And then there's like this like magic fog, and then there's like some other shit. So yeah, I guess like throughout the season or throughout like the story, because like this is only 12 episodes, it didn't really like finish up. So it's like kind of like light novel based as well. But yeah, overall it's like okay, these like big catastrophes are like kind of serious. So yeah, they play a part in the world. But yeah, over there we kind of see Menno and Akari kind of traveling together because Akari cannot die. So their kind of mission is to find a way to kill her. But then as they travel, they kind of like, get feelings for each other. A lot of Yuri, very heavy, like a lot of female characters. So yeah, the waifu designs are on point. I also saw like comparisons to a certain scientific railgun by the same studio because yeah, like we just see like girls and Yuri. I don't really think this like comparison is like pretty accurate, but yeah, it just like has that kind of vibe, just like isekai with a lot of like girls just like hanging out. But yeah, like the action was nice. I didn't really like any of the characters personality wise. I thought they were all like kind of like flat and boring and generic, but yeah, there was still like, tough characters, like cool gimmicks. Yeah, like the story is surprisingly deep because like in just 12 episodes we only like kind of defeated like two main antagonists. And yeah, besides that, like the story is just like a lot open. We see like some characters that got away. We see like the church is actually evil too. So yeah, there's like a lot of like predictable plot twists. So like I'm not like on the edge of my seat or anything. But yeah, pretty solid kind of random story. So yeah, I decided to mention it as the season's over, bro. I just started watching it. And another kind of anime this season crossed off my list. So yeah, here you go. Now for Spy Family episode 11 this week. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened with Anya because like she's trying to study hard. I was trying to get the star because yeah, time is running out. They need like 8 stars. She has zero. So to kind of like go around try to like get Anya to get stronger. So yeah, she's like not really good at anything though. Like Lloyd is trying to like find like a secret talent that she has, but she's like I think she's just too young. Like she's just like too inept physically and mentally. So yeah, it's rough. So they decide to do like some charity work because you can get stars from like doing like volunteer work. So yeah, Anya goes to like this hospital. She kind of like tries to help, but like if she tries to clean things, she breaks everything. If she tries to like deliver food, she drops the food. So and then she just runs around and just bumps into people. Like people just like don't like her. She's not helping. So it's like a pretty desperate time over there. Like seeing Anya so useless is just like so funny and yet so tragic. So yeah, she can't really do anything to better herself. She can actually read minds. So she hears like, oh, this dude is drowning. So she kind of gets Lloyd to help her, and they both rescue him. So she gets a star for saving someone's life. So yeah, that's pretty cool. She kind of like feels good that like she's using her power for good. So yeah, I guess pretty big character moment for her, but like, it's pretty funny. She got a star and now she's all smug. So yeah, she didn't really do this for the good of other people. She did it for her own benefit. And then yeah, she kind of shows off her star. She's like the first one in her grade to get it, so she's kind of famous now. And then after that, we get kind of like a cool moment because oh yeah, what is Anya gonna ask for her present? Well, what about a dog? So then yeah, they decide to like talk about buying a dog for the family. And then thing is, they don't want a dog that's too big, so it might hurt Anya and kill her. Yeah, I guess the family's gonna grow. We're gonna get a dog, kind of sneak preview. But yeah, next episode is probably gonna be the finale for the season. So a pretty solid season so far. And then yeah, this is gonna be a two core, so they're gonna take a break and then resume for the fall season, I think. So yeah, there's gonna be more Spy Family coming up. But yeah, overall, solid story again. Just like they're kind of expanding pretty genuinely. Things keep moving. Their mission keeps going as we get more cute stuff with the family. Okay, so for Danseur episode 11. So this is the finale. So pretty solid anime. I really liked it, and we wrapped it up in 11 episodes. Very cool. Good job by Mappa. Like I love a lot of these Mappa shows, and then they're delivering just like every genre: action, like shonen, romance, high school dramas. It's out here. So yeah, this one's pretty solid. The finale kind of bummed me out, but I mean, like it kind of left things open, so it's like really hopeful. So yeah, I was actually surprised how it ended. Like I really felt like good emotions here. So yeah, overall, we see Junpei was in the beach with Luo and Miyako, and then yeah, Luo was dancing in front of the grandmother. And then Junpei's like, okay, we gotta do the dance for Luo because he's kind of like hurting himself trying to impress his grandmother. So then they do the Swan Lake dance, which is like, okay, so there's two princes, and then Luo's the evil dude, Junpei's the good dude, and then they're fighting over Miyako. So it's like the cuck circle. Who's gonna get Miyako? And then yeah, it was just so sad because obviously Junpei doesn't get her because he kind of rejected her last episode. It was like there was some crying. It was so sad, and then now yeah, Lo steals her. Junpei kind of accepts it, and then we see Miyako's mom out there as well. So yeah, Miyako's mom shows up and she like thanks Junpei, and then she's like, okay, this is a family matter now. So yeah, Junpei just kind of got kicked out of the circle, which is kind of sad because Miyako was like the first one that kind of like discovered his ballet skill and kind of influenced him to join the school. So now he's kind of like doing his own thing now. So I guess like he's going for bigger and better things. But damn, bro, the ship with Junpei and Miyako, the first girl, it's over, bro. It crashed. And now she's with her cousin. Like, come on, that's not right. But I guess like Luo needed Miyako. He's not really like stable without her. So he's kind of like the only good thing in his life. So yeah, I guess Luo and Miyako ship is going strong, but damn, I do not like it. It feels so toxic. But yeah, after that, yeah, Junpei rushes because, okay, he has to get the ballet scholarship because, yeah, that's what all this is about. If he does not get it, then he has nothing. So he rushes to the ballet school. Everyone kind of like does their performance, and he's really late and starts raining as well. So he just runs in last second while everyone's leaving. And he's like, okay, wait, not yet. I just made it. Let me show you my dance. And he's all like sweating and then dripping with water. So yeah, he's like trying not to slip, but like he's just kind of immersed in the dance so much that it doesn't even matter, bro. He's like telling a story with his dancing. So I guess this is what it's all about. Like Junpei, it's kind of like strongly like told that like he can dance, like tell stories and stuff. Like he's very expressive and charismatic. But the thing is, like the basics, he doesn't have it down. So like ballet is an art form, and he's kind of like mocking the art form by not being perfect. The thing is, he still mesmerizes everyone. So even throughout the flaws, the ballet teacher actually like accepts him, and then he gets the scholarship. So I guess that's a feel good moment. I didn't really expect it to end it like this, but yeah, I guess Junpei is going for bigger and better things. I guess we're gonna have this big professional ballet group in Japan. Junpei's gonna get stronger. And then yeah, everything works out. We also see there's another girl for him that's like more compatible, which is the short girl. So I guess that ship is going strong now too. So Miyako had to die for this girl to live. So yeah, let's go. And then yeah, we end the anime there. They kind of like end it off. We see all the characters dancing and doing their thing while the OP is playing. So yeah, everything was nice. The OP is like pretty good. It's a pretty solid banger. And yeah, just like I love this anime. It's like showing off ballet, but it's not really like a sports anime like that. It's more of like I wouldn't even say it's high school drama. It feels more like kind of like shonen level like the thing because there's like a main character that's a dude and he got like a rival character. And yeah, just like felt like a shonen but with ballet. All right, and another finale, Aharen-san wa Hakarenai episode 12. So yeah, this anime finished up. It was like really funny. The last episode wasn't really anything though, like because they already wrapped things up in like kind of like a few episodes ago where Raido and Aharen actually like committed to each other and everything. So yeah, over here it's kind of just like, extra stuff. The main thing is like Oishiro-san, which is like the big tall redhead girl. So she's kind of training in the dojo her swordsmanship skills because she's challenging Raido. Because she's like, if you don't like Aharen, stop leading her on. Because she thinks that Aharen was the one that confessed to Raido, when actually Raido was the one that confessed to Aharen. So yeah, it's pretty solid. Anyway, like they kind of have a competition, so she kind of like pulls out the sword. But yeah, Raido has no training, so they play reverse instead. And Raido actually beats her, which is like, okay, bro, this dude was losing all season, but he just like picked up at the last episode. So yeah, funny wrap up ending. It's all cute. Like there's not really any consequences. It's just like Aharen and Raido love each other. They do a couple things, and then yeah, they just like hang out after all the beef is settled. Raido actually admits like out loud that he likes Aharen, and then Aharen hears, and she gets all like and she blushes. And then yeah, Oshiro-san accepts their relationship. We see also all the teachers there. So yeah, this anime was nice. It's like a trend of a lot of similar animes where there's just like kind of like this quirky main girl character. There's something about her, and then yeah, like the kind of like story revolves around them. So yeah, here was Aharen. I think last season I liked Akebi-chan as well as like kind of like a similar vibe. But then like kind of like in opposite direction because Akebi was like very loud and outgoing, and Aharen is like kind of quiet and attached. But yeah, overall like pretty solid show. It's like a very heavy slice of life, and then it did it pretty well. Like there were a lot of like comedic moments. I really like the main character as well. Like Raido was like really cool. So the thing about romance shows, if like the main couple is boring, then it doesn't really capture your interest. It's kind of like generic. But this one like the shit was popping off like all the time. A lot of stuff was like really weird. So yeah, it's got that going for it. I think one thing that was like kind of like interesting was that there weren't that many characters. Like there were literally like maybe 6 characters total, plus like maybe Aharen's family siblings. So every episode you kind of like see the same old characters doing the same things. So yeah, it does get repetitive, but 12 episodes, it did not overstay its welcome. Very solid and pretty funny, comfortable show. All right, and now for Kaguya-sama, Ultra Romantic, Season 3, Episode 11. So yeah, we got one episode left for the finale, but yeah, this episode was kind of like it went hard because I thought the culture festival so far was like a bit boring, like a bit predictable and stuff. Ishigami had his own problems, and then we see Maki getting jealous and everything. So it's like, and then Kage and Miyuki weren't like doing anything either. So yeah, I was like waiting for it to pick up, and it picked up as well. Like over here, we see the president Miyuki. He's such a Chad this episode. So he basically goes on a date with Kaguya. No shame. He's just like putting it all out there. So usually like they'd be too embarrassed to ask each other to hang out. He just does it. So yeah, they do like culture festival things together. It's a date. But wait, what if Chika comes in to ruin everything? What if Ishigami comes in to like kind of ask them and third wheel? Well, the president thought of everything. Chika is distracted. There's like this phantom thief stealing balloons, so Chika's out there like Detective Chika doing her own thing, ignoring everyone. Kaguya kind of dealt with Tsubame, and now she's talking to Ishigami, so maybe things are gonna work out there. And Tsubame's like really hyper and then like really popular and like one of the hottest girls in the school, so it's like, oh, will the relationship work out? But she's actually trying to think about giving it a chance because she wants to like get to know Ishigami better before like rejecting him or accepting him. So yeah, I love it. Things are working out. The thing is, like, it's too happy. So we get kind of a cliffhanger on this, like, last episode before the finale. So yeah, Miyuki says he's graduating a year early, which basically means he's graduating right now. Like, they basically don't have, like, the summer vacation to hang out if he graduates, so yeah, he's going to school overseas, abroad, so Rest in peace. Okay, so I guess that's why he's doing this. Like he's like kind of speeding things up. He has no time left. A lot of things could happen. We could take what he says at face value. You know, things could change. You know, it's not nothing is set in stone. But yeah, they're kind of speeding things up. So next episode, hopefully we get a confession. But yeah, the president just dropped a huge bomb on Kaguya, so I wonder what they're gonna do after this. Okay, so for your boy Koumei, episode 12, this is the finale. So yeah, this anime finished up. It was a wild ride. Reverse isekai, so you know, first of all, I think those are all pretty solid. Just like the concept, just like isekai dudes hanging out in the real world trying to adapt. And then Koumei's like adapting really quickly, just like everything he does is like very successful using his knowledge. So yeah, I love how the anime kind of like shows like all these old Chinese battles where it's just like kind of war strategy and comparing it to like real life where they're trying to like win all these like upvotes on Instagram and like perform in this concert. So yeah, this final episode they kind of like first start off by telling us about Soso, and then he's kind of like this general, and then he had like this huge army, and then Koumei was like outnumbered with his army. The thing is, they kind of use like clever tactics to kind of like turn the tides. So that's what they got to do here because they're going against Azalea, who's like kind of rising a lot, using money to kind of buy up votes. So it's kind of like the final showdown here. It starts off in like the in front of the Shibuya building. I think it was like the 109, and then they just have their like two people have their concerts there. So we see Koumei and his squad with Aiko and then the rapper dude. So then yeah, first off it starts with Aiko singing the song from Azalea, so people think, oh, that's Azalea over there. So they start like kind of scanning their QR code, trying to like give them upvotes. See the main girl from Azalea, she kind of like feels embarrassed by like dancing because like she sees Aiko on the other side competing against her, so she's like, oh, don't look at me, this isn't really me. So yeah, that's Nanami. So she was like dealing with her own issues with this thing. So yeah, Koumei comes in and then he like has his plan. So yeah, he asks Kibe to make a diss track real quick. So he starts rapping, telling them that's the fake Azalea. And then Aiko kind of like upstages them by like singing her own song, which is pretty good. So yeah, the music in this anime is like very solid. OPs, EDs, like Aiko singing. Kind of like ends up with our team winning. So Koumei and Aiko, they got all the upvotes they needed. And then Azalea kind of like realizes that they shouldn't do this anymore. They should like kind of follow their passion in music. So they start playing like the guitar and stuff to actually playing their instruments instead of dancing all sexy. It's basically just, okay, this is the final battle, we won, and then everything kind of like resolved itself very well. Like, you know, no one died, no one got hurt, and then Koumei kind of like made an alliance with everyone. So yeah, his strategy is like going strong, and yeah, I guess we end it there. So yeah, we don't really see anything happens after it. So there's not really any consequences in this anime. Just like, you know, stuff is working out. Because like, you know, the premise is that we're just like kind of singing for world peace. I guess it's gonna take a long time to actually achieve that goal. But yeah, this anime was like, you know, surprisingly solid. It wasn't really like a super standout show. Like nothing important or major happened, but it was just like good vibes all around. Nice to watch. One thing I did have issue with is that it's just so hard to find this anime on any kind of streaming platform. Yeah, it's just like really hard to watch this if you actually want to watch it legally. So yeah, that's like kind of one issue I had. But then yeah, that's like pretty meta. Besides that, the anime itself, like the story was like very solid. It had some slow episodes though, but you know, I liked the characters, they were cute, the music was nice. OP was a bop, so yeah, I mean, if you want to watch this anime just for the OP, you can do that too. But then yeah, pretty solid all around. Okay, and now for the Rising of Shield Hero Season 2, Episode 11. So yeah, a lot of stuff kind of happened this episode. So basically our party are kind of like reunited again. We're kind of like doing things, going around the city, upgrading our armor and weapons. Philo's kind of doing Philo things. So yeah, things are like pretty solid so far. You know, nothing, no rush. There's like some waves coming up, I guess, but yeah, they're kind of preparing for it. The thing is, the main kind of villain Kyo, he kind of like releases his samurai waifu to attack the main party. So yeah, we meet this like green-haired samurai girl. Her name is Yomogi, and she's kind of like really serious, but she's also like kind of like comedic at the same time because as she's trying to like fight Naofumi in the party, she's like, "Bro, this is kind of unfair. No, you outnumber me 1 to 10. Can we fight one on one?" And then they're like, "Nah, bitch. What do you think this is?" So yeah, they kind of like, you know, beat up on her. She can't really defeat all of them. So yeah, she's doing things. But then we see her sword is actually cursed and it's about to explode. So yeah, Kyo was actually like trying to get her to be like a suicide bomber, but she's like, "No, that's my childhood friend. He would never do that." So yeah, this like obviously evil dude, so evil. Yeah, he kind of like wanted her to die anyway. And then yeah, she kind of like sees that yeah, he's like kind of misguided a bit. So yeah, I guess we solved that. And then, you know, nothing serious happened, just like some random minor fight. And then yeah, I guess we have to confront Kyo. Thing is, as they teleport to like his lab, the waves kind of starting up. We see like the sky getting red and all these portals opening up. So yeah, that means a lot of monsters are gonna spawn. And they're like, wait, there was no like time warning for this wave. It just popped up randomly, and I realized that these are artificial waves that Kyo created. We don't know how he created it, where he got this technology, like what his end goal is, but it gives our characters something to do, more battles. But yeah, overall, I don't really like the villain too much, and standard fantasy so far. Yeah, a lot of bad things to say about this episode, but we gotta wrap up the season, so maybe they'll finish up strong as we kind of reach the finale in the upcoming weeks. All right, so for summertime render episode 10, there's like a Resident Evil style mystery going on in this episode where we see the main squad, Shinpei, Ushio, and the kind of the red-haired tall guy, So. They're basically kind of like exploring his dad's like this property, which is kind of like this abandoned kind of hospital where they have like a bunch of like medicine and stuff. So yeah, it's like a lot of like secret shady things here. And then it's kind of like an underground lab with shadows in it for some reason. So yeah, we're exploring, like maybe this gives us a clue on why the shadows are spawning, where they're coming from. Is there any like shady research here? Yeah, so they go kind of like open some hidden doors. They get like Ushio to copy some keys. And then yeah, Ushio's helping a lot. So yeah, she's like pretty funny inclusion to the cast now. She's like a main member, just wearing her swimsuit, just like doing detective shit and also fighting. And yeah, so they do fight here. They fight some baby shadows. So yeah, there's like some creepy shadows. Yeah, Shinpei starts shooting it with his nail gun. They defeat it. Thing is, they defeat one shadow, and then they get like ambushed by like a bunch of them at the end, where we get a cliffhanger. So yeah, Shinpei doesn't want Ushio to die because if she dies, then he kind of has to reset the timeline because he's the only one to help him. So yeah, the mystery goes on. Pretty solid episode, and I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. We're uncovering more secrets, more scary things are happening, and yeah, we're fighting the shadows. We have a way to fight them now, but they're still pretty fast and tough. And I guess we'll quickly go over some other animes. So Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story. Episode 11, we see Eve gets kind of like another training arc because she has to work really hard now to like, join Aoi in the competition. The thing is, the girl that's training her, she's like the club leader, and she actually broke her arm. That's why Eve is being the substitute. So she is being trained by Jin Guji. The thing is, we see like her arm is broken because she like hurt her elbow for like practicing golf too hard. Because she was trying to like rise up, try to like be on the level of Aoi, like try to be on the level of like these elite competitors, but she doesn't have that skill. So she basically just like tried to overwork herself, and then yeah, she like broke her arm, and now she like might not even play golf anymore in the future. So yeah, we kind of see like an emotional moment at the end where she's crying, and then she kind of entrusts her dream to Eve and Aoi. So yeah, it feels bad, you're not the main character, so not everyone is naturally talented, so you have to train yourself really hard. But if you train too hard, you might injure yourself. So yeah, pretty solid episode, and more things are probably gonna go on as we kind of reach more competition arcs. And then yeah, we'll quickly go over some other shows. So Skeleton Knight in Another World. It's another isekai with like the main character is a skeleton knight. So yeah, I haven't reviewed it too much, but there's like it's pretty solid isekai. It's like very standard, but it looks pretty. The animation is all right. So yeah, that's like those are good things to try to like entice you. There's a lot of like kind of waifus and fan service. Although there's like a lot of like kind of like brutal stuff like rape and murder. This anime's not afraid to show you some like rough things happening. Similar to like Demon Slayer, I guess. So yeah, our main character is the skeleton knight. His name is Ark, even though like he's not really a skeleton. Like he is a skeleton, but we don't really see him because he just wears this like huge armor suit, so he just looks like this big armor dude. And then yeah, he like kind of has a party with the Stark elf and then just like ninja. They go fight bandits, villains, and everything. So it's like a standard nice isekai. His elf partner, her name is Ariane, I think, and then yeah, she's like kind of in love with the skeleton knight, but she's also like a bit tsundere. So it's a pretty cute dynamic between both of them. Skeleton Knight, he's like a knight, but he has like OP magical powers as well. He can actually revive dead people, which is like pretty interesting. But yeah, nothing much to say. Standard isekai, not too bad, not too good, but it's pretty entertaining if you like the genre. And then for Love After World Domination, episode 11. Uh, all right, now for Love After World Domination, episode 11. Another cute episode. We meet this other princess. Destiny tries to invite her to a sleepover. So they have like an all-girl sleepover. And yeah, she's a judgment princess, so she kind of has like this mask and like this like big skeleton wheel. So yeah, we meet a new character, I guess. But then after that, some weird shit happens where Destiny actually gets sick because she had like a mission in the snow. And then she goes to the school nurse, who is like the blood princess, and she's like really creepy because she treats like sick people as like little babies, and she's like the mother. So she kind of brainwashes sick people and then like puts them in like baby fetish clothes. And then yeah, Desumi's like stuck there because she's like has a fever. So then she gets rescued by Fudo. It's like very random, very funny. But also like, you know, this is to be expected in this anime. They do a lot of like crazy things to spice up the story. We meet a lot of new characters. So yeah, we meet the Blood Princess and the Judgment Princess here. So yeah, overall the story's pretty funny and can't wait to see it wrap up. And now for a couple of Cuckoos, episode 9. Harem life goes on, it's going hard. So first, our main character Nagi, he goes on an amusement park date with the purple-haired girl Hiro. So yeah, like Hiro always wants to go places to get her stamps, but it's like an actual legit date. It's pretty funny though. It's like a vignette of them like doing things going on like the amusement park. Hiro's like really into it because she like loves doing this shit, but Nagi gets so exhausted. So yeah, it's pretty funny. We see the little sister of Nagi, Sachi. She gets like jealous because he went on a date. But Sachi's personality is like pretty funny because she's like so in love with her brother, but she also likes to yell at him and to like call him like a pervert. After that, they kind of go on a fishing trip with their dad, so the whole family goes. So yeah, Nagi, Sachi, and Erica. So it's like a big family get together. And they all like catch big fish, but Nagi he's kind of like a pussy, so he gets seasick. So yeah, the couple few episodes, like Nagi's like losing some points for me because I thought he was like a cool main character, but now he's like kind of acting like a bitch. So you know, I don't feel him. A lot of these main characters in these romance shows are supposed to be like self-inserts, but it's just annoying sometimes seeing them kind of like be so weak and useless. But yeah, overall the anime goes on. We see the little sister getting closer, but also Hiro goes on a legit date, so she's getting some points as well. And I love how Erica's just like chilling in the back. She's the main girl, but she doesn't like even care that much. So yeah, like I'm 99% sure that Erica will like marry Nagi or whatever, but maybe we'll see more of Sachi as well as she like keeps getting mad that Nagi's hanging out with all these other girls. And yeah, that seems to be it for week 10. Thank you for watching. I will probably finish it up next week as we get a lot of finales. And yeah, I'm going to be excited to talk about more animes. Love to have like a tier list format. So if you stuck with me this long, thank you. And, you know, please let me know what your favorite anime this week was.